Jeff Davis with the Davis Group, coming to you with another agent training, being a part of a real estate team. Now, a real estate team can produce a single producing agent, or can rather outproduce a single producing agent if the team functions well and understands how they should be behaving, if they learn how to reach and optimize their capacity. The benefits to being on the team is that you can learn to work within your strengths while the team picks up your weaknesses. For example, maybe you have great people skills, but you're terrible at administration. So on a team, you can spend all of your time dealing with buyers while another team member takes care of the administrative duties so that you can focus on what you're good at. And I think this is the most important factor of being a part of a team. All of us have strengths and weaknesses. But if you learn how to stay in your strengths, live in your strengths, work in your strengths, and delegate your weaknesses, you will become a much better agent faster. Now, some people like to teach that it's important for you to focus on your weaknesses, get better at your weaknesses, shore up your weaknesses, and I just don't ascribe to that theory. I think that when we are weak in things, spending our time trying to be better at what we're weak at becomes a futile exercise. If you're good at something, become great at it and staff to the things that you're weak at. As a realtor, you're going to be expected to do everything that a realtor does because you're an independent agent. So you're going to have an expectation to take care of every aspect of the business. Now, once you get busy, let's say you got a couple of listings or you're working with a couple of buyers, you got some things in escrow, you're running into a few problems, it can become a bit much. But when you're part of a team, you have help. On a team, do you get to keep all of your commission? No. You're going to have to give up some commission in exchange for staffing to your weakness. And let me say this to you if you're a new agent. New agents should never expect to get, say, 100% commission uh, because the reality is you don't know what you're doing. So you have to get with people that know what they're doing, that know how to do this business, and you have to put yourself in a position where you are the student and you're learning some things. At the Davis Group, we want to be extremely fair when it comes to commission splits because the reality is the more money you make doing this, the more you will love your job and the more you will become good at it. So we're not interested in offering some small split and stuff where you go and you work on the deal and then at the end you feel like you haven't made anything. That's not going to happen with us. As we get into talking about commission splits and stuff, you'll find that typically I operate on a flat fee scale with because I focus primarily on listings. So I work with a flat fee scale irrespective of how much the house is selling for. And I find that sellers like that. So I make up for the quote unquote lost commission in volume because happy people refer you to happy people. They refer you to their friends and their family because they see that you're fair. And you don't want to be the type of agent who is 100% focused on commission coming into the job. The commission is the benefit. You want your focus to be helping as many people as you can while getting paid a good wage to do it. A good team is going to have a mixture of different talents and stuff. So you learn how to lean on the strengths and you learn how to do what you do well and let other people lean on your strengths as well. So here are some important things to remember when you're thinking about being a part of a team. The importance of attending meetings, making a commitment. Now, we have Zoom and different things, so the fact of coming together, the way things used to be, where we used to have like monthly sales meetings, etc. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to do that. Although, to be honest with you, it would be nice to meet over dinner, or lunch or something. That would be good to bring everybody together and we just go and we sit and we eat and talk and go over numbers and things. That would be nice. But you do want to become a part of the team. You want to attend those meetings. Now, here's another important factor. You got to decide whether you want to work with sellers or buyers because a team needs people to work on both. So, if you are working with buyers, then that means that you like meeting different people. You like walking them through the process, from the lending process, the escrow process. You like showing them houses. You like meeting with them to find out their needs and stuff. Working with buyers can be great. And if that's where your heart is, if you want to deal with, meeting a lot of different people, buyers may be the way to go. Working with sellers, on the other hand, you're typically going to have a smaller group because you're looking in a different type of area for a different type of person to work with. But you've got to like going to the house. You've got to like walking through houses, making suggestions, sitting down at the table. And you definitely have to be able to handle the sales objections that are going to come up. And trust me, there are always objections. Typically, when you're working with buyers, the only objection you may come across will probably deal with fees. Because, of course, now the way that things are structured, buyers need to pay a portion of the fee to you as their agent. But outside of that, it's with the sellers where you really have the objections and stuff. So you've got to learn to master the sales objections and how to navigate through that to still get them to commit to sell with you. Now, you need the tools of the trade. You need to have things that make your job easier, whether they are flyers, brochures, resources. Always look to do things in such a way that it's easier for you. Now, not the lazy man approach, but the easier approach, the smarter approach. Abe Lincoln was once asked the question, how do you chop down a tree? And he said, if I was given the job of chopping down the tree, I would take 4 hours to sharpen my axe. I'd take, 60, 70, 80% of my time sharpening the axe and spend the remaining 10, 20% of the time cutting the tree. So if you have the right tools, you're going to cut down a lot of the opposition you run into, whether it's objections or whether it's running around showing a bunch of houses, that people are not going to buy. You learn how to become more efficient and effective by having the tools. You want to leave time to prospect collectively as a group. To be in business, there are certain things we may need to do together. We may go to some fair or some event. We may go to a networking event and have everybody just, work the crowd and pass out their cards and stuff. There are a variety of different ways to be able to do it, but bottom line, you want to be a part of that. You want to be a part of the collective group bringing things together. You want to take some time for personal development. If you like to read, I like to read, then you should always have a good book on real estate. Either a book in hand or in your Kindle or your iPad, but just always, always, always learn. You want to become better. If you are the type of person that likes the YouTube videos, there are dozens of them on there. Not dozens, there are millions of them on YouTube that you can look at. We offer training and things, and so you should avail yourself of that. Some of it's going to be through Zoom, some of it will be in person, but you need to avail yourself of that as well. Personal development is key to growth. You want to know more today than you did yesterday. Practice, practice, practice. Whether you're dealing with sellers or buyers, you need to have a presentation. You need to have a pathway that you walk through to help them to get from where they are to where you want them to be. And in order to do that, you need to practice your presentation. Now, we'll help you to put both together, listing presentation, buyer's presentation, but you need to be able to walk people through that, and you need to study it so that it becomes second nature to you, so that you're ready for the questions that are going to come up, because they will, and you can lead people to the path that they need to go to. When you're with a team, new ideas flow freely. So you have a meeting, again, let's say it's a Zoom meeting, and you toss something out, and you'll find that people have very different ideas about doing things. But there are some creative people out there. and they help us to be able to pull things together. We get ideas from people that have experience, or like maybe somebody's doing really well with Facebook ads and you find out how they're doing it, or someone is using other social media means. Back in the day, it used to be the cold calling, or it used to be prospecting, but on foot. To be honest, a lot of that doesn't happen much now because that's not the way that people are communicating. But the point is that you want to be in a place where the new ideas flow very freely. Now, being a part of a team also helps to provide structure, because once you learn how things are done and you get around people that are successfully doing it, good habits can rub off on you. Like you find somebody that has they set their appointments for the week, and you figure out how they go about doing that. How do they, what do they do with their activity? You'll find that there's some people that are really good at prospecting. They've got many ideas on how to do it. So you're part of this team. You get to glean from all of the experience being a part of that team brings you. And finally, team members get assistance. This is a lonely business when you're out there. Let's say you're working at a brokerage and stuff, and you're just doing it all on your own, figuring it out as you go. With us, you don't do that. You've got a question about something, you've got people that can answer it or get the answer. We're a part of the Associates Realty Group, and as such, we have access to a wealth of information. Plus, you're here with us in the Davis Group, and we've got a wealth of information. So you're not alone. You get the help you need. So being a part of a team can really take your career to another level. So let me leave you with this. Would you rather have 100% of nothing or a percentage of something? Focus your attention on consistently making money and having something coming in on a regular basis. A place where you might make money on a commission sale you did, working with a listing or a buyer, or you did a referral. Maybe you came across a commercial lead, you didn't know how to work it, you refer it to someone else and they pay you a fee. I've made referral fees that have been pretty substantial in times past because you get people to give you deals you don't do. You can make it, and you need to see that you can make it as an agent. Till next time, this is Jeff Davis with the Davis Group. We'll see you in the next agent training.